Halo, lock in. I'd recognize Sergeant Johnson anywhere. That's my goat.
Halo.
That shot right there, fucking cinema.
Stuff of legends.
I like the colors. I like how colorful it is. We'll have to talk about the Cortana design.
The story I'm telling today.
I really like his design.
Haven't heard. I've started similar.
Okay, these are the Sergeant Johnson prologue missions. 1 year before Combat Evolved.
Well, guess what? They noticed.
Ooh. Dude, these missions are looking better than the main campaign, I'm not gonna lie.
Now you ready to get to it? You served long enough. You learn to read.
Oh, that's a cool-ass location.
This place?
How big are these missions?
Freak show. And trust me, I know freaky.
Have you
Whole
enjoyed
squad
your
pulling up.
stay so far, Demon?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're on the clock.
Ooh. Okay, what weapon is that? I feel like a lot, but what
The
weapon
thing
was
with
that?
simple jobs is
Oh, the brutes!
they always get complicated.
Are my brutes hairy finally?
Change.
We need some hairy monkeys.
Odds get worse. My advice: bring a Spartan.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You get to pilot a Seraph? That's so cool. Man, the cutscenes are looking kind of sexy. Ooh, the Warthog run. Oh, I kind of like how that looked.
Chief, you ever get tired of being the strong, almost silent type?
No.
I think I like how the Covenant aesthetic looks. It's looking kind of better than I thought it did. Way better when they first showed that game off. One day after the Xbox Game Showcase, and we're getting another trailer. This time, the Halo Campaign Evolved Cinematic Story trailer. So let's take a look. Violence, blood, and gore and language. Love all of that. Ooh, I like how that looks. Okay, yeah, Pillar of Autumn, little bit of a chunky boy. Bit of a chode.
Double time.
The more I look at Johnson in Campaign Evolved, the more I like his design.
We were losing the war.
I kind of like how the Pillar of Autumn looks like on the inside.
By an alien alliance.
I love how the
eradication.
boarding vessels look. They look so clean.
So we made a bet. And
The hushed
trusted
casket.
everything we had left to one soldier.
They did do a good job with Chief. Yeah, like they did such a good job with his design here.
Those of us who managed to escape found something. It wasn't refuge.
That's such a good shot, man. Like, that's the kind of
something
spectacle and grandiose imagery I want out of Halo. Ooh, I quite like how
dangerous.
Assault in the Control Room looks. I need to see more of the Flood. Oh, we actually are just going to see more of the Flood. Okay. I think that was the bit when we find keys at the
Covenant
end of, like, the
followed us
keys
here.
mission.
If they claim this place,
Okay.
humanity
I'm not too
doesn't
sold in the
survive.
Cortana design.
That's not going to happen.
Gotta love Steve Downs. I love the purple glow the grav
You
lift
are
gives
more
off. It's so
than your
cool.
armor,
Like the purplish pink glow.
more than your mission,
I don't keep it loaded,
and
so.
more than they can handle.
The Scorpion looks so clean. Ooh. Oh, the way they did the ice there is interesting. I think I like that shotgun. so we get the SMG even in the Pillar of Autumn. Okay. I was always a fan of the SMG. Though I do wish we could dual wield it. Maybe that'll come with like Halo 2. It is Halo C after all, but... The particle effects in there when you shot the Banshee was cool. I love the Sentinels.
The fight ends here.
Yeah, they're kind of just like the Halo Infinite Sentinels, but it's a good design, right?
They're wrong.
I think I'm in love with how the last level just looks overall, because they've shown quite a few shots from it at this point. And the Warthog run, it just looks good. I think when all is said and done, Halo Campaign Evolved is going to be a very interesting case study. Does it look like it's going to be a perfect remake of a beloved classic and one of the most pivotal games in the entire history of this industry? No. But what I think Campaign Evolved can show is small yet important course correction on a number of different design principles guiding Halo. I know that sounds nerdy, but with a franchise like this, attention to those small details matter. When they first showed off the silent cartographer, when they first announced Halo Campaign Evolved, one of the big pieces of criticism going around, from many others, myself included, was the Forerunner aesthetic. I think in a vacuum, this stuff still looked really impressive and does look good. But when it comes to Halo, again, the details really matter when it comes to this franchise and when it comes to the story. There's a lot of visual storytelling that is done just when it comes to environmental design, when it comes to these small details that for a lot of people, they may just sprint past. We'll get back to that one. But the atmosphere of each level essentially tells a story of its own. So when you alter that atmosphere, when you alter those environments, you're inherently changing the story. Some people won't care, but there will be others that really do. And I don't think anyone realistically expected for them to go over all the Forerunner stuff and completely redo it since this demo all the way to release. I don't think anyone realistically expected that. However, when you do make changes that are clearly responding to player feedback, even when quite a few people will still be dissatisfied with how the Forerunner stuff looks in Halo Campaign Evolved, personally, and I think what I'm about to say not only applies to me, but for a lot of people, this shows attention to detail. But it shows attention to detail to player feedback, and also shows a willingness to address that player feedback, and not just stubbornly stick to your guns despite what a lot of people that love this franchise and love this story in particular are trying to tell you, saying, okay, let's alter it, let's make some changes, let's rough it up, let's make it not so shiny. Is it still too shiny for quite a few people? Yes. Is it not the brutalist architecture that Halo Combat Evolved was kind of known for when it comes to the Forerunner aesthetic? Yeah. But that willingness to address player feedback, that intention to me matters. Because when you have that willingness to address player feedback and to incorporate it into the further development of the game, and then you showcase this alongside a lot of other scenes, ignore the Chode ship over here, and ignore Germa in a wig over here. But when you show me a bunch of other scenes where you clearly get it, this is the swamp from 343 Guilty Spark. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's foreboding. They clearly get this. Are there some creative differences from how it was portrayed in the original? Absolutely. Do I think this looks good? Also absolutely. And there's a lot of other scenes throughout what they show in the last couple of days that I do think look really impressive. Do I think they probably should have just used Combat Evolved style Marines? Yes, I think they look better. And I think this is going to be a common throughput feeling for me when it comes to Campaign Evolved. There's a bunch of little things that I think they shouldn't have done or just stuck with the original for, but none of them are particularly game-breaking by themselves for me. And I think now with what they have shown, there's enough new things that look interesting and cool that I would like to experience personally to keep me interested and keep me engaged with this product. Will everyone feel that way? Absolutely not. It's the internet. You have so many people online with their own opinions. People are going to feel any kind of way about anything. For example, introducing the shotgun this early on. Do I think the play would have been to do just a one-for-one remake of the original and keep it basically the same? I also don't think that's the correct course of action. I don't personally mind making changes to various elements of Combat Evolved. It's just if you're going to make changes, they have to be good. And can I say whether or not including the shotgun in the second level level, not counting the prequel missions. If that's going to be a good change, I can't say that at this current juncture. I would need to see it all in context. I would need to play the game, right? Do I think some shots look really good? Yeah, I mean, like, look at this. Yeah, we have the Forerunner stuff, which honestly looks a bit more mucked up and a little bit weathered, all the way as in like the original. No, but again, I wasn't expecting them to just completely redo the art for the game. But I think when you look at this scene, I think it looks pleasing to the eye. Will that be enough for some people? No. Will it be enough for enough people? That remains to be seen. And there's another element to what they have showed over the last couple of days when it comes to Halo Campaign Evolved. Things just kind of pop out more. Things just look more colorful. To me, I quite like that. I think that's part of the anime/cartoony charm of the older Halo style when it comes to the visual presentation that I'm glad to see is being preserved here. Or at least they're giving their own twist, and it's a twist that at this point in time, I don't mind. I was once very negative and pessimistic when it comes to Campaign Evolved because I think in a lot of ways, instead of putting the best foot forward, which you normally do when it comes to advertising a new product, they put their worst foot forward. But even when it comes to the Silent Cartographer, where the Forerunner aesthetic really takes center stage, and there's a lot of gameplay additions based on modern Halo that I don't personally like, that's going to create doubt and pessimism. But for me, I can put up with a lot. A lot of my favorite games of all time are games that are deeply flawed, and games where if you ask me to make a list of all the issues these games have, I could write a very long list. For instance, one of my favorite games of all time is a game called Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That game has a ton of issues, but I love it nonetheless because what it gets right hyper targets what I like. So if you're able to provide me enough things that I like to keep me engaged with those things, I can look past a lot. Do I like Sprint in Halo? No. Do I like reticle bloom for a lot of the weapons in Halo? No. Can I look past those elements if the rest of the game is good enough? Yes, I can. I like the way the Warthog looks. I like the way the Jackal shields look. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I personally like how the Pillar of Autumn interior looks. I think it looks really cool. And compared to Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, I really like that they're willing to allow these scenes to be very dark. That was one of my biggest issues with Anniversary, that it's just not really present here. Do they get the atmosphere right in all the places? No. Do I think they get it more right than Anniversary did? Yes. Though granted, that's not a high bar. I like the way the Scorpion looks. I quite like the way Assault on the Control Room looks. The snow looks really dang good. I like this like mist effect it has going up as we go like higher in verticality here as well. These like ice cave formations look to me very different from the original, but they look kind of cool by themselves, right? Almost as if they were cleared by like plasma fire or whatever. Do I miss the Halo Combat Evolved Assault Rifle? Absolutely. This is borderline heretical to me. Yeah, it wasn't added to the game till Halo 2, but would I really like to see dual wield for guns like the Spiker or the SMG? Yeah, I would like to see that. Maybe we'll get that when we get to like a Halo 2 remake. But again, man, I love how the Pillar of Autumn looks on the inside. I think it looks really good. I quite like how the mess hall looks as well. I really like the way the Covenant interior design looks as well. Is it too shiny for some people? Yeah, I could see that. But for the Covenant, I don't personally mind that. Did I need to see Gemma in a wig with a fat ass? I mean, probably not, but maybe this is a hot take on my part. I was never that big of a fan of how Cortana looked in the original Combat Evolved anyways. So it's more of a lateral move for me than anything. And I love the way the Sentinels look. Is it basically just Infinite? Yeah. But the way the Sentinel beams look as well, the way they just shot and presented this scene, it looks really dang good to me. And I love, love, love how this desert looks. I love the way they have the lighting here. I love the silhouette of the Halo ring over the sun here. It looks really dang cool to me. I love how Johnson looks as well. I love how Chief looks. This is one of the most impressive shots I've seen out of the entire Halo series, even going back to Bungie. This scale for a Halo ring, just how small it makes us feel. I love stuff like this. I eat it up. Do I borderline have a sexual fantasy about the way they did this Spiker? Oh, absolutely. This thing is awesome. Look at it, man. It looks cool. Bro, it's the Spiker. You know how hard it is to make that gun look really cool? I mean, it does look cool, but I mean, look how metal this thing looks. Like you ripped it out of 40K or something. And these new Johnson missions look look absolutely awesome. Of course, I need to play them to see them within context and how the missions flow from one to the next, how the levels are designed and all that. Yeah, I need to see it for myself. But what they're showing here with these new missions, these new environments, the idea that we're going to a coveted agricultural ship, what a cool setting that could be. Set 1 year before the events of Halo Combat Evolved, Operation Meteorite follows the Master Chief and Sergeant Avery Johnson as they infiltrate a coveted agricultural ship holding orbit over the glassed human colony of Promise in search of data that could lead to the Covenant's fabled homeworld of High Charity. Over the course of 3 action-packed missions, the heroic duo must battle Sacristan warriors, liberate UNSC Marines, and brave a series of JoJo Bizarre adventure experiments conducted under the watchful gaze of the mysterious Sanchayum Minister of Harmony. Sounds really dang cool. And I could see when we get to like a Halo 2 remake, maybe they add a couple of missions to that game that kind of build off what they do with Operation Meteorite here to almost better tie the games together. Could you say doing a remake of Combat Evolved again, well, last one's a remaster, this is more of a remake, but I digress. Is it a cash grab? Is it arguably too expensive? Yes, I am receptive to all of those criticisms. Do I think for me personally, there's enough to keep my interest and make me interested with what they're doing here and their possible vision for Halo in the future? Yes. Does that mean when I get to play it myself, I'm going to love it? That doesn't necessarily mean that. It's possible they dropped the ball, but this white gold aesthetic, this like dueling arena with the sand on the ground, man, it looks cool. And I love Halo Reach. I love just having the needle rifle back. I love that thing. I wasn't overly sold on these guys' aesthetic when I first saw them. The more I look at them, the more I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And this is something I've wanted Halo to do again since the days of Halo Reach and Halo 4. More space combat stuff. Get me into a spaceship and let's just have some fun with it. This is the spectacle, the grandiose presentation I've been wanting out of Halo. Like this shot right here, and just all of these Seraph scenes in motion. The way they construct these levels looks so dang cool. I want to play that. They have successfully won my attention for a game that I once thought I was kind of out on. I was still going to try it for myself, but I was very pessimistic. They have successfully turned me from being someone very pessimistic about Campaign Evolved and what it was going to be into someone that is like pretty dang curious and wants to get my hands on it for myself. By the way, I've heard some people decry this scene in particular for like the Marvel quippy humor and all that.
Chief, you ever get tired of being the strong, almost silent type?
No.
It's been an element of Halo since basically the beginning. I don't really mind it so long as they don't like overuse it and so long as the jokes are actually good. And I think this one, where Chief just says no, I think that is a good joke that belongs in Halo and just works for me. I like it. Do I think I'm going to prefer Campaign Evolved over Combat Evolved? Probably not, but am I still kind of excited to try it out? Now more than ever. I think they did a really good showing when it comes to the Xbox Game Showcase and also the cinematic story trailer. The new cutscenes look awesome. Some of the environments look really cool and captivating, but also a nice twist from the original. I don't think things need to be necessarily one for one, and I also appreciate their ability to respond to player feedback. For me, those elements go a long way. So here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with what you want to see out of the future of Halo. Not just Campaign Evolved. If you were in charge of Halo today, what would you do for the future? I would love to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, and hear your perspectives. And when you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. But the Xbox Game Showcase had way more than just Halo for me. I'm a big fan of Persona. Persona 4 Revival looked really dang good. Funnily enough, another remake of a beloved classic for me. And also they teased Persona 6. Oh yeah, we're gonna get nerdy with this one, people. We're going frame by frame. Want to find out more and join this nerd fest together with me? Check out this video right here for more. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.